So I think all of us have that other self in us. And inspiration is the cleanest and direct route to that self. So one of the things I talk about is, how do we nurture our inspiration? How do we keep ourselves inspired? And that I think we truly need to take responsibility for keeping ourselves inspired. And I think one of the things that I've learned as a kind of spiritual pro myself is that we need sometimes to act in anticipation of inspiration, because so often we are waiting to feel inspired, when actually what will happen is when we start taking steps, the inspiration finds us. So the anticipation of inspiration is I think Picasso once said, inspiration does exist, but it has to find you working. So I think what he was saying is, he sometimes didn't feel inspired to paint, but when he started painting, the inspiration started to flow. So I think there's tremendous power in showing up to engage with what it is that we love to do. And what the resistance will try and do is to stop you getting into that flow, stop you engaging with it. Because once you're in that flow, resistance loses its hold on you. So there's inspiration, and then there's what I call its evil twin. And the evil twin is this thing I'm calling resistance. So on one level, resistance is simply fear. But fear is very clever, I think, because if we recognize that all our resistance was just fear, we would kind of go, oh, perhaps I just need to be more courageous then. But so often resistance doesn't show up cleanly as fear. It shows up as kind of smart thinking, or what we think is smart thinking, but actually it's fearful thinking. It shows up as all sorts of things like addictions and distractions and procrastination. So we're talking a while about the different ways that it shows up. So I just want to clarify that. So for me, being a spiritual pro is the choice to live your calling. Because I think all of us have this calling. So being a spiritual pro is the choice to say, I know I have a calling, I choose to live it. And to me, the consequence of that is that we want to show up in the world and share our gifts. To me, that's at the heart of being a spiritual pro. You follow your calling, you show up in the world, you share your gifts. Sounds like it should be easy. On one level it is easy, but it's complex because of the way that resistance kind of gets in the way.